ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकाय चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवानां च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सागन रघुनाथं वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पदान सागन ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितं च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीन बंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषाभानुसुत देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमति भक्तिवेदांत स्वामीति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। So welcome to the teaching of Lord Chaitanya. So teaching of Lord Chaitanya is very important subject matter because Srila Prabhupada has summarized all the teaching of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, particularly the principal teaching to Rupa Gosvāmī, Sanātana Gosvāmī, and Raya Ramananda, also the Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, Prakāśānanda Saraswati. The philosophical insight of Chaitanya Chaitanya Chaitamrita has been summarized by Prabhupada in this teaching of Lord Chaitanya. This which is the very quintessence, very important part of Chaitanya Chaitamrita. So as we are continuing our teaching of Lord Chaitanya, so last classes we had, in last session we had learned that teaching to Sanātana Gosvāmī. Sanātana Gosvāmī was arrested by the king Hussain Shah, but somehow or another he bribed these jailers and released from the jail and met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at Varanasi. And the meeting was very good, and Mahaprabhu has beautifully quoted one verses while receiving the Sanātana Gosvāmī. The Nami Bhaktya Chaturvedi. So Krishna said that I am not the so much, the Bhakta Chaturvedi means who is very learned in all the four Vedas. He is not my devotee, he is not my dear. But those who are even a dog eater, Sopacha Priyaha. Sopacha Priyaha means even a dog eater who is a devotee, he is my very dear. So in this way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu welcomed Sanātana Gosvāmī. And also Sanātana Gosvāmī, just like you have to go to a guru, first of all you have to pranipatena. Pranipatena means prakyashta rupena nipatena. That means you should be blank, zero. Not that you have to come to guru to learn with a challenging mode. So Sanātana Gosvāmī is the perfect example of personified of humility. Perfect example of teaching everyone that how to approach a spiritual master to learn. First thing to learn means you have to unlearn things. Whatever you have unlearned things. Then here. Jnana prayasa udhapasya. You throw all your jnana. Unlearn it. Then you hear. Sthane titu sutigatam. Hear from a spiritual master. So Sanātana Gosvāmī is teaching us that how to approach a spiritual master. How to approach. So he approached Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and simply approaching is not enough. You have to inquiry. Pranipatena paripreshena sevaya. Paripreshena means we have to also question. So Sanātana Gosvāmī also inquiring the doubt that ki ami, kena amar tapatroyo. Who am I? I do not know my identity, why I have been enforced, or I have been put in a very, I have been suffering from this threefold of misery, adhyatmik, adi, daivik, adi, bhautik. So in this way, Sanātana Gosvāmī is asking the very, very important, pivotal, very cardinal question to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Actually, if you see Bhagavad Gita, all about question answer. There are 18 chapters, but almost all chapter was based on the Arjuna's question. The second chapter, Arjuna is asking question. Third chapter is Arjuna asking question. Fourth chapter asking. You see almost all the 14 chapter, almost 14 chapter he is asking the questions. So that is the duty of disciple, to inquire, to clear the doubts. Better to be fool for some times than fool for all the times. Sometimes devotees, they do not ask question, thinking that my foolishness will be revealed. No, that is not the way. Vedic system, everybody is ignorant. We are born ignorant. Dhanmanam jayate sudra. So whole idea to sanskarat bhavete dijjo. We have to reform ourselves by approaching a spiritual master and getting the transcendental knowledge. That is the way of approaching a spiritual master. That is called initiation of Diksha. So this way, Sanātana Gosvāmī is inquiring the very valid and relevant, tremendously relevant question, that who am I? Why all this miseries has been enforced upon me? So to answer this question, to respond to this question, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has quoted very nice verses that Jivera Swarupa hai Nitya Krishnera Dasa. This the constitutional position of the Jiva, the living entity, the subservient of Krishna. When we turn away from the Krishna, turn away from the service of the Krishna, we have been entrapped in this material body. So today, in this session, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is continuing teaching to Sanātana Gosvāmī that how the living entity turn away from the Lord and entrapped in this material world. According to karma, sometimes he is getting happy, sometimes so-called happiness, sometimes he is in a very lower species of life, very miserable species of life. In this way, he has been tossed in this material wave of existence, material existence of waves. So today we will continue this study. So this is chapter 4 and chapter 5 of teaching of Lord Chaitanya. The teaching of Lord Chaitanya is there here. So we can go to the chapter 3 and chapter 4, the wise men. So here Prabhupada has very nicely given these things. Since no one can trace the history of living entity entanglement in the material energy, Lord Chaitanya said that it is beginningless. By beginningless, he meant that conditioned life exists prior to the creation. It is simply become manifest during and after creation. So this is the thing, that there are two types of jiva, nitya mukta, nitya baddha. Eternally liberated. They are in the spiritual world, which is 75% of the whole creation. And the 25% of the creation, they are accommodated, inhabited by the conditioned soul. The conditioning state, we cannot trace. It's not that after creation they become conditioned. No. They were conditions even before creation. But we do not have a trace history of that, because we are marginal energy of the Lord. And Lord is, and we are part and parcel. Mama Vihansa Jiva Loko Jiva Bhutta Sanātana. So Lord is Swarat, means supremely independent. And being a part and parcel, we have inherited the qualities of independence, minute independence. When we misuse that minute independence, that means we have a tendency This is not that we are bound to be always with Lord. We have a tendency to turn away from the Lord's service. Just like the bank of the river, it is sometimes wet or sometimes it dry. Similarly, being a marginal energy of the Lord, we have got the tendency, due to this minute independence, we have a tendency that we may be in spiritual world, we may be in material world. Depends on how we exercise our independence. Therefore, there is no trace that how we become conditioned. The creation is manifestation of that, giving us opportunity to again go back to Krishna. We have no trace of that when we become torn away from the Lord. But that is the root cause. Here it is stated in this beautiful verses from Srimad Bhagavatam. Narada Muni is speaking very nicely. What is the root cause analysis? Root cause of our falling down. Here it is said that root cause is living entity by nature has minute independence to choose his own good or bad fortune. This is up to us to choose either with Lord, to stay with Lord, or stay away from the Lord. But when he forgets his supreme master, the personality of Godhead, he gives himself unto the modes of material nature. Being influenced by the modes of material nature, he identifies himself with the body, and for the interest of the body, he becomes attached to various activity. Sometimes he is under the influence of mode of ignorance, sometimes mode of passion, and sometimes mode of goodness. The living entity does get different type of body under the modes of material nature. So the root cause is that when you misuse that independence, we forget his supreme master. We misuse. No, I do not want to stay with Lord. Krishna bhuliya jiva bhagavan chakare. We have a tendency to forget our master because of minute independence. So you want to enjoy separately from the Lord. As soon as we are thinking that we are entrapped in the Maya, our conditioned life starts. Our conditioned life starts from there. And in this way, according to our desire, we have been awarded different kind of body. It is stated that different kind of body we have been awarded according to our desire when you turn away from the Lord. Covered by mode of ignorance in the material nature, living entities, sometimes male, sometimes female, sometimes sometimes human being, sometimes demigod, sometimes bird, animal, so on. In this way, is wandering within the material world. His acceptance of different type of body is brought about by his activity under the influence of modes of nature. So as soon as we turn away from the Lord, we are entrapped in the Maya. Maya means under the mode of material nature. Maya means which is not. That means I am thinking, I am identified myself as a body, which is not. I am thinking that material world is full of happiness, which is not. That is called Maya. Maya means I am the God, which is not. I am not the God, but I am thinking under the influence of Maya. That is called Maya. So in this way, we have been entrapped in this material body, and after turning away from the Lord. It is said that when a living entity thinking himself different from me, forget his spiritual identity of qualitative oneness with me in eternity, knowledge and bliss, his material condition life begins. In other words, instead of identifying his interest with mine, he becomes interested in his bodily expansion like wife, children, material possession. In this way, by the influence of his action, one body comes from another. After one death, another death takes place. Very nice, so technically given in Bhagavatam. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also spoken the same thing. Actually, he quoted also very nice verses. When living entity think himself different from me and forget the spiritual identity. So that is the capture of Maya. As soon as we misuse, wrongly exercise our independence, want to separately enjoy from the Lord, defy the authority, defy our master as the Lord. So we are now forgetting our spiritual identity and thinking I am this body This is my wife, this is my children, this is my society, this is my community. Therefore, we are acting on that platform, bodily platform. So according to karma, we have been different type of body we are getting. So Mahaprabhu in this regard quoted a very nice verse that how we have been trapped. Mahaprabhu said that, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it simply becomes manifest to him. Due to the forgetfulness of his real nature, the living entity, although spirit, suffers all kind of misery in material existence. It should be understood that they are also living entity who are not entangled in this material energy, but are situated in spiritual world. So here Mahaprabhu is telling about the Nitya Mukta. Nitya Mukta, they are not entangled. They never forget Krishna. They are always liberated, like gopis, the inhabitant of Vrindavan, Dwaraka, Mathura, Vaikuntha planet. They never forget Krishna. They are always in spiritual world. They are eternally liberated. Narada Muni, eternally liberated. But conditioned soul is not eternally. Sometimes he has a tendency to fall down. They are called liberated souls, are always engaged in Krishna consciousness, devotional service. The activities of those who are conditioned by material nature are taken into account in their next life. According to this activity, they are offered different grades of material body. Thus, in the material world, conditioned spirit soul is subject to various rewards and punishment. So, when we turn away from the Lord, so we are acting on the very misconception, that misidentification that I am this body. And we are acting, and according to our karma, good or bad karma, we are being awarded or punished. If we do the good karma, we go to heavenly planet. After exhausted, again we come back. In this way, we are roller coaster life. We sometimes good, sometimes bad. So in this regard, there is a beautiful verses Mahaprabhu quoted in Madhya Lila. Very nice verse. Forgetting Krishna, the living entity has been attracted by external feature from the time memorial. Therefore, the illusory energy Maya gives him all kind of misery in his material existence. Just like a criminal, he forget, he don't recognize the authority of the government. Therefore, he has been sent to the jail. And a jail is not meant for five-star facility. The jail or prison house is meant for punishment. Mahaprabhu then quoted that Kabu Sargo Uthaya, Kabu Narake Dubaya, Dandaya Jane Raja Jena Nandita Chubaya. In the material condition, the living entity is sometimes raised to higher planetary system and material prosperity, and sometimes drowned in a hellish situation. His state is exactly like that of a criminal whom a king punishes by submerging in water, then raising him again from the water. So this material existence is such a that how Maya giving us punishment. So sometimes, according to our karma, we goes to higher planetary system. That is a relief of misery. Of course, that is miserable, but not like this lower planetary system or even earthly planetary system. So we have got very prosperity in heavenly kingdom. And again we come back after exhausted all our pious activity, come back to again hellish condition. Again we get punishment. So in this way it's going on. Sometimes good, sometimes bad, sometimes miserable, sometimes overall it is all miserable. In material world, ehi manda, ehi bhala, sabu mano dharma. It's just a mental thing that it is good, it is bad. Just like a criminal, those days the king used to punish the criminal, bringing them to the water and put his head down water. When he is suffocated, then he was bringing up. After some relaxation, again the head of the criminal has been submerged in the water. In this way, the punishment has been given. Similarly, the conditioned soul, the living entity, when he was in conditioned state, he was being punished by Maya. Sometimes go to heavenly, sometimes hell, sometimes earthly planet. In this way, the punishment has been given. Sometimes reward also given, but that is very transient. When that is exhausted, again he was punished. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then continuing that this kind of miserable condition, why it is happened? Because why this fear is coming? Why this misery has been enforced upon me, inflicted upon me? inflicted upon the conditioned soul. The root cause is here, beautiful verses from 11th canto. When living entity is attracted by material energy, which is separate from Krishna, he is overpowered by fear. Because he is separated from Supreme Personality of Godhead by material energy, his conception of life is reversed. In other words, instead of being eternal servant of Krishna, he becomes competitor of Krishna's competitor. This is called Vipariya Smriti. To nullify this mistake, who is actually learned, advanced, worship the personality of God, Supreme Personality of Godhead, as his spiritual master, worshipable deity, source of life. He does worship the Lord by the process of unalloyed devotional service. So this is a very beautiful verses quoted by Mahaprabhu, that when a living entity attracted by the Maya material energy, which is separate from Krishna, he is overpowered by fear. Because material world is fear, uncertainty. We are existing in a non-existential atmosphere. So fear is there. Because he is separated from Supreme Lord, his conception of life is reversed. He is thinking that I am this body. The milestone of success is materialistic achievement. In this way, he is entangled. He is thinking that my wife is permanent, my children, they are my real eternal relatives, my society, my community. In this way, he is entangled. Janasya moham aham mameti. Entangled. Because his conception of life totally reversed. Krishna bhuliya jiva, or that Krishna bhuliya jiva, pisachi paila jiva matichanna hue. Just like a ghost, a person is haunted by ghost. He will be talking about all nonsense. Similarly, when you are haunted by the Maya, we will be talking all nonsense, which is have no value. It's a reverse, vipariya smriti, completely nonsense. I am the God, I am the body, I am this, I am that, the false ego. I am happy. See, in this way, he is. I am the controller. In this way, this is called vipariya smriti, reverse perspective of life. So most of them in a materialistic society, in a Kali Yuga, they have got this reverse conception of life. 99.9%. So whole Krishna consciousness movement is to teach them, educate the people to come to the not vipariya, real smriti, real knowledge, real conception of life, real outlook about the life. Absolute truth, not the relative truth. Understand the absolute reality. What is our constitutional position? What is the purpose of life? This is the valid question by the intelligent class of people like Sanātana Gosvāmī. He is inquiring, and the great master, supreme master of everyone, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is answering. So in this way, we have been entangled. Now how to get out from this entanglement? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that Sadhu Shastra Krupaya Jadi Krishna Mukho Hoye Sei Jibo Nistara Maya Tahara Chadiya. Mahaprabhu is continuing that if the conditioned soul become Krishna consciousness by the mercy of saintly person who voluntarily pre-scriptural injunction, help him to become Krishna conscious. The conditioned soul is liberated from the clutches of Maya, who gives him up. So there is also a rescue process. Krishna is very, very merciful. He is very magnanimous. He will not give just a problematic things, because we have created the problems. We have turned away from the Lord's service. Not that Krishna abandoned us. Krishna never abandoned. Just like a doctor never abandon a patient. He may administer a bitter pills, but he will never abandons or never refuse to treat a patient. Similarly, God is very affectionate, because we are part and parcel of the Lord. Mamayansa jiva loko jiva bhutta sanatana. We are part and parcel of the Lord. Just like a finger is part and parcel. If anything happened to finger, one will spend millions of dollars to cure it. Why? Because it's a part and parcel. So similarly, we are part and parcel of the Lord. So when we are torn away from the Lord and suffering in this material world, Lord is pained. extremely pained. Therefore, he has got this rescue plan, how to bring us back to him, how to get out from this imprisonment, how to get out from this miserable condition of life. Therefore, he is giving a formula that a conditioned soul become Krishna consciousness. How? By the mercy of saintly person, voluntarily prescriptural injunction. That means his representative. He sends his representative to teach us, to educate us, to enlighten us that our conception of life is reversed due to influence of Maya. Just like a doctor will tell to patients that due to influence of that virus, you have been in fever, you have been this disease. Now you take this medicine, you will be cured. Exactly like a doctor, because Father is affectionate. Despite our stubbornness, obstinacy, not to reconcile, not to hear God, not to reconcile with him, still Father is Father. So he made a plan, rescue plan. He's making various rescue plans. Sometimes he personally comes, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Nama Mahabhadanaya Krishna Prema Padate, Krishna Krishna Chaitanya Namini. He comes as a Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to give us the rescue plan, to bring us back to him, to release from this imprisonment. Sometimes he personally comes and teaches, like Mahaprabhu is teaching now. Krishna came and also taught. Ram came also. All the incarnation is coming to elevate us from this conditioned state to a very blissful spiritual state. From this material atmosphere to spiritual atmosphere. From this miserable condition to very blissful condition. From this ignorant state to full of knowledge state. So that is whole purpose of Krishna's coming down. Krishna's planning, various planning of rescue. It is stated in one of the beautiful verses, this is not the Lord's desire to create this material world, to give us punishment. In these verses it is stated, my dear Lord, although it is not your desire, you manifest this creation of gross and subtle elements just for our sensual satisfaction. Let your causeless mercy be upon us, for you have appeared before us in your eternal form, adorned with a splendid wreath of tulsi leaves. So Prabhupada has given a very nice purport. So Lord, because we have turned away from the Lord, Lord is giving us this propaganda work goes on by side by the creation to convince the misguided living entity who are rotting in this material world to come back to him and surrender unto him. Therefore, the last instruction of Bhagavad Gita is the give up all. So Lord is creating these two purposes. First of all, to satisfy so-called our our sense enjoyment. At the same time, He has guided us back to Him. So it is not His desire. This is we only decided, we determined to come back, turn away from Him. Lord is always merciful. He does not want His children to suffer. So therefore, He is giving a very good formula that one has to approach the spiritual master, who is the representative of the Lord, and become Krishna consciousness. Get enlightened, just like Srila Prabhupada. He came and get enlightened, who impart this knowledge and enlighten everyone to Krishna, to become Krishna conscious. So again, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is continuing teaching very nicely that Daivaisa gunamai mama maya duratai mame bhajya prapanyate maya metam tarantite. This divine energy of mind consisting of three modes of material nature is difficult to overcome, but those who have surrendered unto me can easily cross beyond it. So Maya is very strong. Maya is like a police department. There are two functions of Maya. First of all, Abharatmika, it will cover our knowledge, real knowledge, and also Prakhyatmika, it throw out from the law, just like a police officer. The police is meant to punish us. So Maya has this two functions. This is stated in 334 something, that how Maya is so difficult because it has got two functions. That made him formidable, sort of formidable. One is called, see, Prabhupada has written in the Maya has two phases of activities. One is called Prakhyatmika, other is called Avratmika. Avratmika means covering. Prakhyatmika means pulling down. In any condition of life, materialistic person or animal will be satisfied because his knowledge is covered by the influence of Maya. See, they're very good. This Avratmika means just like a dog or a hog. He's eating so many abominable things like stools, still he's happy. One time Indra was caused to become a pig. And so many years he was enjoying, he has got so many families, he's enjoying eating these stools, so many amounts of stools. Then his course period has been completed. Brahma came. Oh dear Indra, Mr. Indra, please come. Your course has been completed. You are the king of heaven. You go to heaven. The Indra is telling, no, I am very happy. I am very happy. I don't want to go. Exactly. The living entity in any condition of life. Oh, I am very happy. I am inside the hospital. How are you? I am very cool. I am good. I am fine. What kind of answer this is? You are lying down in a bed in the hospital due to pain. Now you are telling I am cool, I am fine. The hawks also telling I am good, I am fine. Dog also telling I am fine. That is called avratmika. Due to Maya, we are thinking I am happy. Oh, I am earning money. I have got obedient children, beautiful wife. Wife can never be obedient. Anyway, obedient children and beautiful wife. So in this way, we are thinking that I am happy. But we have no idea. This is called Maya Sukha Bharam, Maya Sukha. In any time, the bubble will be burst. It's like a dream, just a longer dream. Anytime it can be broken. Dream is not reality. So that is whole idea. People do not know that. Therefore, Maya's duty to cover it. And another Maya's thing is, Maya concern is Prakhyatmika. He will pull down. Supposing you want to be coming up, he will pull down. Therefore, he is very kind of the way Isaguna Maya, very, very difficult. Crossing the Maya is very difficult. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Mama Maya Duratai. But see, another thing is also there in Maya. See how the verse is there. Let me check. He stated that Maya is so difficult to cross that it is like the ocean of niche science is very difficult to cross because it is infested with many dangerous sharks. Although those who are non-devotee undergo severe austerity penance to cross that ocean, we recommend that you simply take shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord, which are like boats crossing the ocean. Although the ocean is difficult to cross, by taking shelter of his lotus feet, you will overcome all the dangers. So that is the thing, that how it is very dangerous and very difficult to cross this Maya. The ocean, and with so many sharks, so many dangerous elements are there. So therefore, it is very difficult to cross the Maya. So here Krishna is continuing that how it is very difficult to cross this material ocean of nations. But there is a thing that if anybody surrendered to Krishna, he can easily cross beyond it. Krishna Surya Sama Maya Andhakara. Jaha Krishna nai maya tara adhikar. So Krishna is like a Surya, like sun. If there is a presence of sun, there is no question of existence of darkness. There is no jurisdiction of the darkness. So in presence of Krishna, there is no jurisdiction of Maya. So in this way, he is continuing beautiful teaching. He is continuing the very important verses now. Maya mugdha jivero nai swartha Krishna jnana jivero kripa kaila Krishna veda purana. The conditioned soul cannot revive his Krishna consciousness by his own effort. But out of causeless mercy, Lord Krishna compiled the Vedic literature and it supplement the Purana. See, because we are so much conditioned, we cannot, our own effort cannot cure ourselves. We need a doctor. We need somebody, a spiritual master, just like a patient. He cannot cure himself by his own effort. Just like a bound person, he cannot unbound himself. Somebody who is unbound, he can only open these shackles. That means a spiritual master or Krishna himself. Sadhu, Shastra, Guru, the three things. They can unwind or release the shackles of this material existence. We cannot do ourselves. Therefore, there is a necessity of Shastra. There is a necessity to understand Shastra. There is a necessity of spiritual master and saintly person. Three things are very indispensable to release from the shackle of bond of material existence. Otherwise, we cannot release from this conditioned state. It is stated in this another verses in Bhagavatam that why we cannot release ourselves. Because a person who has been covered by ignorance since time immemorial is not capable of effecting his own self-realization. There must be some other personality who is in factual knowledge of absolute truth can impart this knowledge to him. Because we have been so many, since time immemorial, since long we have been covered by ignorance. So we cannot in our own effort get enlightened. We need someone. We need someone who knows the factual knowledge. Amagyanati mirandasya jnananjana salakaya chakhura nimiletan jaina tasmai sri gurave nama. Therefore, we need a guru. Guru is not a choice option. It's a mandatory. It's a compulsory. Tad vijnanarartam sagurum avigachet. It's a mandatory. It's a compulsory. So Mahaprabhu is teaching very nicely. Then the next verses, Mahaprabhu is speaking that Shastra Guru Atma Rupe Apanara Janana Krishna Moro Prabhu Trata Jivero Hoye Jnana. See, these are very, very important verses, important learning. The forgetful conditioned soul is educated by Krishna through the Vedic literature. The realized spiritual master and the super soul. Three things is very important. One has to be educated. Knowledge is important. Krishna consciousness, Prabhupada said that first thing in Krishna consciousness is knowledge. Without knowledge, we cannot do any service. All our austerity, everything cannot be properly completed without knowledge. Therefore, the initiation of the spiritual master, Vedic literature, Krishna himself, they are very important to educate us. Unless one is educated, everything will be a sentimental platform. How long we can chant Hare Krishna, jump and chant Hare Krishna, Hari Bol? It will dry up without knowledge. Particularly in the neophyte stage, people do not want to hear, do not want to learn, do not want to read the books, do not want to discuss him. Without discussion, without association of devotee, where we can hear this? It is impossible. The five prominent, I think, yes, after this, Mahaprabhu is teaching that how can you do that? You can do by practicing the devotional service, sadhana bhakti. And five very important limbs of sadhana bhakti are coming to the perfectional stage of devotional service. That we will learn it. So there is a very important point that we have to be first educated in Krishna consciousness by spiritual master, by Vedic literature. So the discussion has to be there. Satam prasangam mama virya sambinda. We have to discuss the literature in association of devotee. The association of devotee means discussion, hearing, to get knowledge. Through this, he can understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead as he is. He can understand that Lord Krishna is his eternal master, deliverer from clutches of Maya. In this way, we can acquire real knowledge of his conditioned life, can come to the understand how to attain liberation. So we cannot ourselves, supposing I am a very IITian, I am very high class PhD, doctorate, I cannot understand. Rahasya. Rahasya means, what is Rahasya means? The devotional service. The mystery is love of Godhead. That we cannot understand by our material knowledge. No. This knowledge is not just a spiritual, just like a, esoteric knowledge. It is love of Godhead. To understand this, we need to have association of devotee. We need to have spiritual master. We have to follow the Shastra. We cannot whimsically, as I like, we cannot understand Bhagavad Gita. You may be a great PhD. So many people have written the commentary on Bhagavad Gita. Prabhupada said none of them is perfect. None of them. Why? Because they have not properly educated in a disciplic succession. Disciplic succession is like chain of rope. We have to catch hold. Then only will pull out. It will be pulled out from the conditioned state. If it is not properly educated, then we will not have chain of rope. Chain will not be there to hold, catch up. Nothing you can catch up. How to pull out conditions life is just like a Prahlad Maharaj say, falling down in a very dark well. They're very difficult to come out. So in this way, we can go and attain the liberation. And Mahaprabhu is continuing that Veda Shastra kahe sambandha avidya prayojana Krishna prapya sambandha bhakti praptera sadhana. The Vedic literature gives information about living entity eternal relationship with Krishna, which is called sambandha. Living entity understanding this relationship is and is acting accordingly is called avidya. Returning home back to Godhead is the ultimate goal of life called prayojana. Vedic literatures give information. There are three things very, very important. First is sambandha means we do not know. We are thinking I am this body, my relationship with my wife, children, country, community. These are my actually permanent relationship, my actual relationship. But that is Maya, that is wrong, ignorance. When you awaken by knowledge, then we know that our relationship with Krishna, that is called technically called sambandha jnana. First information, first knowledge we acquire, called sambandha jnana, that I am this spirit soul who is engaged in this temporary material body. And we have got the eternal relationship, supreme soul, which is Krishna, the Supreme Lord. That is called sambandha jnana, the preliminary knowledge. Then once we get this, once we receive that knowledge, that what is my relation, who am I, ke ami, and what is my relationship with Krishna, then we will go to act according to that relationship. Simply I know Krishna is God, I am his servant. That is not enough to establish the connection. Connection is actually established when the service is rendered. Then I have to act according to that relationship. That is called abhidaya. The bhakti start with that abhidaya platform. Just like a wife and husband. Simply by getting married, they cannot be called as wife and husband unless they have reciprocation of service. They render service. Just like a mother and son. The relationship can be established on the basis of service. So that is called abhidaya, the secondary knowledge. I mean second stage. And the final is ultimate goal of life, what is called returning home back to Godhead. When this devotional service is perfected, then we can go back to Godhead. That is the ultimate goal of life. So this kind of thing one has to be educated. What is my sambandha jnana, avidya jnana, and prayojana jnana? What is my relationship with Krishna? What is my relative function or activities? And what is the ultimate goal of life? Three things to be understood. Therefore, Vedic knowledge inform these three things. So Mahaprabhu systematically explained to Sanātana Gosvāmī all this knowledge. Devotional service or sense activity for satisfaction of the Lord is called abhidya, because it can develop one's original love of Godhead, which is the goal of life. This goal is the living entity topmost interest and greatest wealth. Thus one attains the platform of transcendental loving service unto the Lord. So our purpose of life is not to have a credit card, condo, car. These are the things the modern society and our friend, our colleagues have painted, that the milestone of success means material, ameliorating your material condition. Material success, having money, bank balance, having success, having achievement, no. Because this is also temporary. The so-called success also impregnated with misery, because you have to lose everything due to the impermanent nature of this existence. Material existence is impermanent. You cannot become rich throughout the life, maximum 100 years. Then you will be thrown out. Therefore, this is a wrong conception, reverse conception of life, that material pursuit or material success is the goal of life. No. Therefore, Vedic knowledge informs us that our goal, our greatest wealth, not this accumulating the bank balance, material bank balance, but accumulating the spiritual wealth. What is that? The love of Godhead. The love which is originally there, which we have forgotten. Again, we have to revive that consciousness. Again, we have to restore that. Again, we have to renovate that. That is the greatest wealth and ultimate goal of life. That is our interest. That is our purpose. That should be our activities. Nate vidyusartha gatim hi Vishnu. All other things are ignorance. We are thinking that that is my aim of life, because at the time of death, you will be thrown out. You will not get anything. All your goal of life will be futile. It will be baffled. Mogo asa, mogo karma, mogo jnana vichetisa. Everything will be baffled, because you do not know what is real things, reality. So in this way, the teaching very beautifully taught by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When one attains the transcendental bliss of an intimate relationship with Krishna, he renders service to him, tastes the mellow of Krishna consciousness. The following parable may be given. Once a learned astrologer came to the house of poor man, and seeing his distressed condition, questioned him. There's a beautiful example has been given, that sometimes one astrologer come to a poor man and he asked, why you are distressed? The astrologer asked, why are you unhappy? Your father was very wealthy, but he did not disclose his wealth to you, because he died elsewhere. Just as the word of astrologer gave news the poor man's treasure, the Vedic literature advised one about Krishna consciousness when one is inquisitive to know why he is in distressed material condition. It's a very good analogy has been given by Mahaprabhu, that supposing a poor distressed person, an astrologer came to a distressed person. He told, why you are distressed? Your astrology say that your father is a very rich person, but he did not disclose. Now you have to find out the treasure. You become very happy. Your distress condition will be released. Exactly, that we are actually part and parcel of the Lord. We have to be happy. We have to be associate with the Lord in spiritual world. We should not be here covered by ignorance and undergoing unhappiness, distress. But we have no knowledge of that. Just like astrologer is giving the information to the poor man about his father's wealth, father's treasure, so that he can release or relieve from the distress condition. Similarly, Vedas gives us the information about our father, rich father Krishna, and how to terminate this distress condition. By the words of astrologer, the poor man connection with treasure was established. Similarly, Vedic literature advises us that our real connection is with Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. See, Just like astrologer inform him where to find out the treasure. In this way, the poor man found out the treasures of his father, and he uh, he become very happy. The distress condition is overcome, terminated. Similarly, the Vedic literature advises us that real connection is with Krishna. Jivera Swarupahe Nitya Krishnera Dasa. As soon as we know this knowledge, we will be relieved from the all this adverse situation of life. Although being assured of his father's treasure, the poor man cannot acquire this treasure by such knowledge alone. Therefore, astrologer had to inform him of the means where he could actually find the treasure. So, although he was informed, the poor man, but still he cannot find out. He has to be informed. Similarly, our conditioned state, all astrologers say the treasure is in this place, but if you dig toward the southern side, the wasp and drone will rise. You will not get your treasure. If you dig on the western side, there is a ghost who will create such a disturbance that your hands will not even touch the treasure. If you dig on this northern side, there is a big black snake that will devour you if you attempt to dig up the treasure. However, if you dig up a small quantity of dirt on the eastern side, your hands will immediately touch the pot of the treasure. So what does it mean by that? So here Krishna is, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is clearing this very nice. It's a big purport by Prabhupada. The revealed scripture concluded that one should give up fruitive activity, speculative knowledge, mystic yoga system. Instead, take to devotional service by which Krishna can be fully satisfied. That means, although the treasure is there, we cannot ourselves dig up. So I have to be informed by a spiritual master that sometimes people think that fruitive activities, oh, that is the best way, that is the treasure. No. Speculative knowledge or mystic yoga, no. We cannot get that treasure. The treasure only get by devotional service. Only by devotional service we can attain Krishna. We can go back to Godhead. We can terminate all our miserable condition. That need to be informed by the spiritual master. We cannot ourselves know. So therefore, the bhakti is most important thing, not any other process. Although Krishna has been given in Bhagavad Gita so many other yoga system, but they are all stepping stone to bhakti yoga. Unless when one comes to the bhakti, one cannot go back to Godhead. One cannot catch Krishna. Krishna say also, Bhaktyamam abhijananti javanja chasami. By bhakti only one can understand me. By that understanding one can come to me. So, to understand the Krishna, which is sambandha jnana, not possible by other process than bhakti. So here also Mahaprabhu quoted a beautiful verses from 11th canto. Na sadhayati mam yogo, na sankhya dharma uddhava, na swadhyaya tapastyaga jatha bhaktir mamorjita. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna said, my dear Uddhava, neither through Ashtanga Yoga, the mystic yoga system to control the senses, nor through impersonal monism or an analytical study of absolute truth, nor through the study of Vedas, nor through austerity, charity, or acceptance of sannyas can one satisfy me as much as by developing unalloyed devotional service. So here very categorically, Krishna has stated that only by bhakti, there is no other process, neither mystic nor by all other process, na sadhayati mam yogo, na sankhya, nor by knowledge, na tapastagya, na by austerity or mystic yoga, nor by jnana, nor by karma, nothing, only bhakti, kevala bhakti, exclusively bhakti, that's all. Next verses, it is said that being a very dear to the devotee sadhus, I am attained through unflinching faith and devotional service. This bhakti yoga system, which gradually increases attachment for me, purifies even the human being born among dog eater. This is to say, everyone can be elevated to spiritual platform by the process of bhakti yoga. So this is very important thing. In these verses, Krishna say that bhaktya aham ekaya graha. By devotional service, I am Supreme Personality of Godhead. Ekoha means obtainable. Only by bhakti I am obtainable. Even a dog eater, aho bato sopacha garyan, even a dog eater can be elevated and can come to me by this process. There's no restriction. See, in other process, mystic yoga, nobody can come to the Himalaya and do all the things. Astanga yoga, Hatha yoga, Raja yoga. Jnana also everybody can. A child cannot do the jnana, he doesn't have knowledge. Women are also may not. But Krishna say bhakti, everything. Mamahi partha vyapasrita. Striya tatha sudra. Anybody can come to me by process of bhakti. So bhakti is very supreme, very pure and sublime method. Simple, supreme and sublime method to obtain Krishna and go back to Godhead and stop all our distress condition in this material life. The conclusion is that devotional service is the only means of approaching the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is the verdict of all revealed scripture. This system is therefore called Abhidaya. This is the verdict of all revealed scripture. So all the scriptures, they have come into the conclusion that only through bhakti one can approach Supreme Personality of Godhead. When one actually become rich, naturally enjoy all kind of happiness. When one is actually in a happy mood, all the distress conditions go away by themselves. No extraneous endeavor is needed. That is the very things very good. As you come to the devotional service, automatically everything will be, all our distress will go away. Similarly, as a result of bhakti, one's dormant love for Krishna awakens when one is situated that he can taste the association of Lord Krishna. Material existence, repetition of birth, death comes to an end. Just like as soon as sun rises, then no darkness disappears automatically. Similarly, as soon as bhakti awakens in our heart, automatically all this material existence, repetition of birth, death comes to an end. That's all. The goal of love of Godhead is not to become materially rich or free from material bondage. Real goal is to situated in devotional service to the Lord, enjoy transcendental bliss. Although the goal of love of Godhead is not that I have to be materially rich or free from material bondage. That is all byproduct. Our main thing, the core and cardinal principle or purpose of bhakti is to, our goal is to situated in devotional service. That's all. Love of Godhead is very important. As soon as we got love of Godhead, all others are byproduct. This is not the main prime objective. Prime objective of our goal is to attain the love of Godhead. Prema Pumartha Mahan. That is most important thing. Just like as soon as we become rich, automatically we will be happy and other things will go away. Similarly, as soon as we become, therefore goal is to become rich. Similarly, goal is to become love of Godhead or situated in devotional service. All other byproduct is automatically obtained. In the Vedic literature, Krishna is central point of attraction. His service is our activity. To attain the platform of love of Krishna is life's ultimate goal. Therefore, Krishna and Krishna's service and love for Krishna are three great riches of life. Very important, this one. Krishna, Krishna's service and love for Krishna. There are three riches. Aradhya Bhagavana Brajasatanaya. Our Aradhya Bhagavan Krishna, Krishna service and love of Krishna. Three things are very greatest. Sambandha, Abhidaya, Prayojana. Actually, three things are there here. Sambandha means we should not understand Krishna. And Abhidaya means Krishna's service. Prayojana means love of Krishna. The three are great riches of life. Riches of life does not mean that all material riches. These are the real riches. Richness of life is not the riches of life. Really richness of life is Krishna, Krishna service and love for Krishna. That is really richness of life. That is the verdict of all scriptures. In all revealed scripture, beginning with Veda's central point of attraction is Krishna. When complete knowledge of him realized, the bondage of my illusory energy is automatically broken. As soon as we realize Krishna, automatically the bondage will released. There are many types of, this is a very important verses, because so many Puranas they are quoting here and people are quoting here, oh Lord Shiva, Lord Durga, Lord Ye. So many Puranas are there. So many other literature are there. People do not know what is the goal of life. Therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu addressed that there are many types of Vedic literature, supplementary Purana. In each of them, there are particular demigods who are spoken as of chief of demigods. This is just to create an illusion of a moving and non-moving living entity. Let them perpetually engage in such imagination. However, when one is analytically study all this Vedic literature collectively, he comes to the conclusion that Lord Vishnu is the one and only Supreme Personality of God. So people say that, oh, Lord Shiva is supreme, Lord Brahma is supreme, Durga, Ganesh, all the things. Different Purana, different Vedic literature, sometimes they say that he is the chief. But Mahaprabhu said that we have to collectively, analytically study all the Purana. Then we'll come into the conclusion that Vishnu is supreme. Krishna is the supreme. Ishwara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Nadiri Adri Govinda. Etacham Sakala Pushpa Krishna to Bhagavan Swayam. This is from Padma Purana quoted by Mahaprabhu. When one accepts the Vedic literature by interpretation or even by dictionary meaning, directly, indirectly, ultimate declaration of Vedic knowledge points to Lord Krishna. What is the purpose of all Vedic literature? On whom do they focus? What is the object of all speculation outside of me? No one knows this thing. Now you should know that all these activities are aimed at ordaining and setting for me. The purpose of the Vedic literature is to know me by different speculation, either indirect understanding or by direct understanding. Everyone is speculating about me. The essence of all Vedic literature is to distinguish me from Maya. By considering the illusory energy, one comes to the platform of understanding me. In this way, one becomes free from speculation about Vedas, come to me as the conclusion, thus one is satisfied. Krishna also says the purpose of Veda is just survey aham evavadya. Whole Vedic literature meant to understand me. So therefore, people are speculating. When they speculating, then come to the point of distinguishing what is Maya and me, then they can come to the understanding that I am the source of everything. The transcend. So this is up to this point. We will stop here because this is the last point of chapter 3 and chapter 4 of TLC, teaching of Lord Chaitanya. This is very important teaching of the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, how he has been very systematically and scientifically explaining to the Sanātana Gosvāmī, this dear disciple, that how this living entity is conditioned eternally and entrapped in this material conditioned life, and how he can be exonerated or released from this conditioning life. And important of bhakti, how one should get the information. Knowledge is very important, how he can get the knowledge, Vedic knowledge, to ascertain what is the goal of life, what is his relationship with Supreme Lord, what is the goal, his activities and goal of life. In this way, he can relieve from the conditioning state. So very important. This knowledge is very, transcendental knowledge is very important. There is a beautiful verse spoken by the Narada Muni, sorry, Lord Shiva, 424:75. Lord Shiva, so how important. In this material world, there are different type of achievement, but all of them, the achievement of knowledge is considered to be the highest, because one can cross the ocean of science only on the boat of knowledge. Otherwise, ocean is impassable. So here also Krishna say that the Veda Purana Krishna compiled himself. He is the compiler of everything. Vedesha saham aham Veda aham eva Vedya Vedanta Krit Vedanta Vichaham. I am the compiler of Veda Vedanta. Why? Because Maya Gastra Jibhera Nahi Swartha Krishna Jnana. We have no knowledge about Krishna. We have been Maya grasta. We are haunted by Maya. Therefore, Krishna has compiled all the Veda Purana to enlighten or educate us. And he is sending representative to make us to understand, because we ourselves cannot understand. We have to be taught, just like the astrologer, not only giving information, he is showing that don't go to there, don't go to eastern, western side, north side, south side. You go to eastern side, you will get the real treasure. Similarly, the spiritual masters guide us, practical lesson by his example. Acharyas, by their example, they taught us that how we can get this treasure of love of Godhead, how we can go back to Godhead, how can we terminate all these things. So in this way, Mahaprabhu is very nicely explaining this very important point of knowledge. And now onwards, he will be speaking little higher stage of knowledge about Krishna Swarupa. After understanding our relationship with Krishna, the activities in that relationship or devotional service to Krishna, then ultimate goal of life to attain the love of Godhead. Now we should know more about the Krishna Swarupa. How the Lord, what are the forms, how he expands, what is this material world, spiritual world, how it is created, and so forth. We will be learning, discussing in our next session. Thank you very much. Jai Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai, Sanātana Gosvāmī ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Bol, Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai.